Hey, everybody, for the HTownRundown Houston Rockets basketball podcast. I'm here with my usual guys, Dante and Ryan. Man, we are here on this lovely Friday afternoon. Let's jump right to the intro, baby. Hey guys, how's it going today? Thank you guys for joining us on another lovely Friday afternoon. This is for the H-Town Rundown Houston Rockets basketball podcast. Today we're going to talk about a slew of things, talking about starting with Alex Sarr and how phenomenal he's going to be as the likely number one pick. And then we got a couple other draft and trade options we're going to talk about here. But first off, let's start with, man, Dante, Ryan, how are you guys today, man? What's good? How you guys feel?
Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, let's not all speak at once. Let's not all speak at once.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy to be a new co-host going forward. So that's going to be exciting. Preston, question. The intro, what's the song for that? I keep meaning to ask, but I keep forgetting.
It's not a song that I made. You'll have to ask AD on that one. It's just something they cooked up. I think between him and Jefferson and one of our other guys, but I'm not sure.
All right.
Dante, man, how you been, man?
Man, I'm good. I'm great, man. I'm ready to get this going. Shout out to Ryan. Right now, man, the new co-host so far. So we got the big three, on the Rockets podcast now. So, hey, ready to get it going, man.
It is big three, man. It is the big three guys. So Alex Sarr. Right. He's the likely number one pick. I just looked at his draft profile, y'all. Are you guys not impressed by this guy? Are we not impressed by this dude? Alex Sarr is a big man, first off and foremost. He's 7'1", with a wingspan of 7'4", 7'5", somewhere in there. And ranging from 217 to 224 pounds. So he's a big man, right? He's not too light. He's skinnier, but he's got some weight to him. He's got a standing reach of 9'2". 9'2" standing reach. That boy is almost done. That's almost 9'2". Yeah, 9'2" standing reach. That's like Boban. I mean, he didn't even got to jump almost dunk the ball. He that's insane. That's absolutely insane. Dante, what's your take on this Alex Sarr guy? I mean, how are you feeling about him? If there's a way we can get this guy,
So is he a big? He's an actual center?
He's a power forward center. That's what they got him listed as. But he's light enough. He could slot as a huge three, kind of like Bobo and whatnot, potentially.
I'm kind of iffy on that because, again, I don't want another center or a power forward. I feel like we're good at those positions. Like I was saying, same thing with Wemby. I didn't want Wemby because we got LP right there. We got LP who's blossomed into a superstar at the moment. So that's why I kind of don't want to see Alex Sarr drafted here because, again, you had Jabari Smith, who had a good year last year, and you also had LP, who proven that he can be an all-star level type player. I don't want to keep drafting big man, and then we have congregations on that. So I'd rather just go with probably shooting guard or another guard. Aaron Holiday looks like he's going to be out on a run. He's going to be out moving. So, again, that will be an opportunity for us to drop the guard at this point.
Interesting. So you would rather pass on the potential of Alex Sarr than draft him? Because, I mean, the issue isn't – we've seen Alex Sarr. He can guard the perimeter, right? He's a guy that's not afraid to go ahead and jump right in there. No problem. Another thing that's phenomenal about him is that he's really fluid, right? Ryan, looks like you wanted to say something before I continue. Please, by all means.
Dante, I just like the way I see this. Alex Sarr, I think he's going to be the only player. Which one of us has a Kendrick? I think Alex Sarr is going to be the only one to be a superstar out of this draft class. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't. Sorry, I have a little bit of a raspy voice. I haven't seen the other players in this draft look like they're going to have like that superstar All NBA potential that Alex Sarr can. But I do like your take that drafting a setter wouldn't be so great, and we should go with a guard. I like that take. But Alex Sarr, man, he's just so good.
I mean, I understand, but I was like that with Wemby last year, and look how he turned out, and look how our year turned out with LP. When we actually, kept LP instead of drafting another center that's going to take the ball away from LP. I understand what you're saying. I understand Alex Sarr has the best chance to be the superstar, but do we really need a superstar talented player, or we just need a player that's going to fit Ime Udoka's scheme? That's more like what I'm saying. I just think we need a player that can just fit what the build that Ime Udoka want. I think if LP is going to turn into something, he's going to turn into one of our superstar players. We go, if Jalen Green, we all expect him to be a 20 point per game scorer this coming season. That should be good enough. Thompson's going to be able to develop. You're going to have Cam Whitmore on another season. So we really need a player that can fit the build of our team instead of having another player that's going to come in, that's going to play big minutes. He's going to have to play big minutes, and Ime Udoka have to figure that rotation out, what he wants between Steven Adams, Alex Sarr, and you're going to have to then Alex Sarr, he's going to move over to power forward as well in some situations. You're going to have him taking most of Jabari Smith minutes as well. So I just think we need a player that can just fit more of the bill what Ime Udoka wants and more. We don't need a player right now that can come in and be a superstar right now. We don't need another player that come in that can be a superstar right now. But I understand Alex Sarr could be a star, but I don't think that's the type of player that we need.
Well, here's my thing is you can never have too much superstar talent, right? I'm not saying that we're trying to build a super team per se, but look at it like this, right? In his collegiate career, I guess, not really college, but his overseas career over in France, right? Shot 51% from the field, 30% from three, and 61% from the free throw line, right? Those numbers don't jump at you. What jumps out at you is in 17 minutes per game, he put up 10, 6, and an assist with over a block a game at 1.3 blocks a game and over half a steal in 17 minutes of production.
Was that this year?
Huh?
Was that this year, or was this like his whole overseas career?
Those stats that I'm naming was when he was playing for the overtime elite.
So 2 years ago.
Yeah, so 2 years ago. And then that other G League team he played for. 17 minutes of play, and he's put up stats like that. And not to mention,
I wouldn't complain about having 2 OTE players on our team.
Yes, right. That's another point. But here's my draft profile, right? So I did some research on him. From what it looks like, he's going to be a better Evan Mobley, right? And that's just the recent draft comparisons, right? Evan Mobley is supposed to be this otherworldly defender, yada, yada, yada. He's going to be a better Evan Mobley with handle and a shot. That's his draft projection, right? And that's an easy, he could slot in at the 4. And with the Cavs, I think it was 2 years ago, they had Lauri Markkanen slotted in at the 3, right? 6'11", big man. Why can't we say the same for Jabari Smith Jr. at the 3? Have his mobility get up a little bit. Alex Sarr is also a guy that can comfortably guard the 3, 4, and 5.
What I like
with that 3.
What I really like about our team is just so versatile. Every player can pretty much play many positions. I mean, Jalen Green can pretty much play 1 through the 3. Amen Thompson can play 1 through the 4. Jabari he can play the 2 if he wanted, but I mean, he can run anywhere from the 3 to the 5. Şengün can run the 4 or 5. I mean, Cam can run the 2, 3, or 4. Tari can run the 3, 4, or 5. I mean, our team is just so versatile. And that's another thing that I think just makes our team so dangerous in the future going forward.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. And why not add more versatility to that, right? If we can get a guy that is, again, no matter who we pick in the draft, they're probably not getting a lot of minutes right away. But one of our issues was also size, right? We got out rebounded a lot last year, despite having Şengün and we were forced to play a lot of small ball with Jabari at the 5. But now we can play small ball with this dude 7-1 at your 4 or at your 5 in spot minutes, right? And obviously we got Steven Adams, right? And we're gonna use him a lot this year, but I'm looking forward to what Alex Sarr is gonna do next year for us. What's he gonna mean for us next year? And he's a guy that I could see taking a massive, massive step. And again, I mean, his skills, man, he's got a lot of skills. He's a solid rim protector. He's a high-level, weak-side shot blocker, so he's a great rotational defensive piece. And he's going to be like a defensive anchor. So if your back line your front court's going to be Jabari, Sarr, and Şengün at some point, not to mention potentially having Tari Eason out there and Amen Thompson, you're not scoring. You're not scoring at all. That's something that's really good is the defensive piece, right? What he brings to the table defensively. Now, offensively, he's going to be your rim runner, right? You're going to span pick and roll with him. He's a great lob threat. He's going to be doing a lot of good things, and he's got the potential to be a floor spacer. Again, he shot 30% from 3 while he was an overtime elite in his G League career, and then overseas he shot about the same, about 32%. But he's barely taken over a 3 game, like about a 3.5 a game, right? So he's not getting a lot of threes up in general. So his overall numbers might look lower, but he was hitting clutch threes, right? That's what was important, is on his way going towards the finals for the G League career and whatnot. He was going to the finals. He was making those shots. He's making the tough decisions, the right reads as well. Again, despite his assist numbers being less than a full assist per game, he has the potential to make the reads, right? He was making the reads, and he developed the handle, putting the ball on the floor at times. But he's got great size. Great size. Again, I want to reiterate, 7'1" with a 7'4", 7'5" wingspan and a standing reach of 9'2". That's phenomenal. Again, and an even better thing is he's got the chance to be a better shot creator. His entire time while he was overseas, all he did was build that shot creating ability, right? He's got good shot making ability, but being able to create his own shot at a higher level, that's something that remains to be seen. But we saw a light evolution of that kind of going forward. He's got the potential to be the best defender over on the 2024 draft class as well, even beating out Klingen, who looks like an otherworldly defender. But if you can get a guy that can step out onto the perimeter and guard your best player at every position, it doesn't matter, who or what's going on. I like that as a possibility in Alex Sarr. What can you say about this guy that isn't great? Alex Sarr can be phenomenal. And again, I understand the need to draft a guard, but man, if we're going to draft Reed Shepard, who we hope is really good, we might as well go get Luke Kennard, who we already know is good. If we're worried about trying to get a shooter, we got other players. There's plenty of other players. Shooting is always going to be a thing in the league, whether we draft them young or if we just trade for them. There's always going to be that rotational piece no matter what. But there's not going to be a center, essentially, a build of a center that can step out onto the perimeter and guard all 5, 1 through 5. That's generational defense right there. And I don't like using the term generational, but that's generational defense right there. Someone that's going to be able to guard that twitchy stuff, right? The quick little, the John Morant, the Jalen Greens, the Anthony Edwards of the world, the Shea Gilgeous-Alexanders of the world. Who's going to be able to do that? Alex Sarr has that potential. I'm picking Alex Sarr. If there's a way to get
look, if we can trade for the 1, I'm with you. I think that if we can trade for the 1, we do it. I'm absolutely with you.
And again, it's not too.
It's not a problem of we need a guard to. It's not a problem of we need to draft a guard at all. Because we do need a guard. We don't need a guard. But that's what we need
a guard. We need a guard. We need a guard. We need a guard.
I don't know.
But we, more than that, what we need is a shooter. And there's so many shooters on the league. Either we can trade for one, we can go.
I like your take about you can never have too many superstar potential players on your team.
And
if we could trade for the 1, We need to trade for the one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rafael Stone, if you're listening to me, trade for the one.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like we want to do what we can do to make the team better, right? And like you said, we can never have too many superstar talent on the team or superstar potential because somebody might not hit. Like for instance, say Jalen Green doesn't hit. Say this is the best Alperen Şengün is ever going to be, and Amin Thompson doesn't learn how to pass the ball correctly. Say this is the best these three are going to be. You're telling me like Cam Whitmore and Tara Eason, again, phenomenal players, right? But if they're not hitting their potential, if we miss on all these guys, we got another guy right there. We got Alex Sarr, right? And again, that's not going to happen, obviously. With Şengün, we see what he's doing. He's absolutely phenomenal. Jalen Green, he improved towards the later of the season. Tara Eason just needs more time on the court. Cam Whitmore's been absolutely phenomenal. Amin Thompson, what more can you say about him? He is absolutely phenomenal. But, hey, I'm like KD. No, no. But just in general, we've got a lot of guys that we want to hope for. But what's one more? One more don't hurt, And in a scheme like this, Alex Sarr is an Ime guy for sure. He's gonna bring that defensive intensity. I mean, you're talking about a guy that can roam on defense and then be a quick pick and roll guy. I mean, to have a lengthy, leapy, right, athletic 7'1", 7-footer, that's going to be phenomenal to be able to have him come off the bench right next to Steven Adams. That pick and roll is going to be so dirty. So dirty, you're running double screens. And who's catching the lob? Steven Adams? Maybe. Or Alex Sarr? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and you got to do what you got to do to put yourself in the best position for sure. But it's going to be a beefy lineup for sure. I'm all for Alex Sarr. If there's a way we can get the one and get Alex Sarr, or if he somehow falls to us, because his draft projection goes all the way as low as 8 currently. He's not even the consensus number 1 pick. He's
Sarr?
Sarr, yes. On ESPN and Bleacher Report, there's plenty of people who have him going 3, 4, 5, 6, and then again like those off-brand reports that I'm going as low as 8. But if there's a way we can give one, we're going with that for sure.
Well, I think any team in the league is taking Sarr with a 1. It's just ESPN wants to be different.
They do want to be different. But anyway,
ESPN, I love ESPN, but I'll tell you, they want to be different.
I mean, again, my thoughts again. If we do somehow move to 1, which is I think I don't want to go to 1. I want to somehow stand pat at 3. To get a different player, but it's obvious that we kind of might go for Alex Sarr, but again, I don't think that's the route that we need to head to. Again, when Aaron Holiday booked to leave this season, Fred VanVleet possibly having one more year of his contract. Remember that 3rd year is not guaranteed. Mm-hmm. Reed Shepherd will be a very good choice. Reed Shepherd will be a very good choice to this team, and he can come in and get those minutes. Our guard position is not all that deep. So, yeah, I think Reed Shepherd will be a pick that we can consider we need at 3 instead of Alex Sarr. And I don't want to be the Detroit Pistons having 3 big men. I don't that reminds me too much of the Detroit Pistons having 3 big men. I don't want to be that part. I think we're good at the big and we're set at the 4. I just think the guard is the most notable position with Aaron Holiday leaving. And Fred VanVleet with 1 year on this deal, possibly 1 year on this deal.
Okay. All right, well, Dante's Kendrick in this big 3 because he wants to start beef with the Pistons.
Hey, man. Honestly, I won't say it on the pod, but yeah, Pistons. Yeah, I do feel bad for him, but
hey, I have a friend that's a huge Pistons and Lions fan. I think I tried calling him a few times after that Lions game.
Tough.
He didn't pick up. He knew what I was about to say.
I don't blame him. I do not blame him. Now, here's something I do agree with AD is that 3 is too high for Shepherd. I think I like everything that Reed brings, but like 3 for me just don't.
Okay, then right. My question is, AD, you can comment your answer as well. What is the right value pick at 3? The
right value. So like in a vacuum, that's what you're saying. Like
in a perfect scenario, what's the right pick at 3? And let's say Sarr doesn't fall.
It's Clingan.
You think so?
Yeah. Size, vertical, being able to guard the 3 through 5 again is a big thing for him. His defensive ability. I mean, again, I'm not going to say generational, but he's he's just really good, and he can guard. He's actually out of the top 4 big men that we've been looking at top 3 big men we've been looking at between Sarr, Zach, and Klingon here. Klingon's the best big man defender in the pick and roll by far. He plays drop perfect, and he's wide enough to where he can recover instantly. So it's going to be Klingon at 3. If we're looking at pure value, it's Klingon.
And I guess we haven't actually talked about this much. We need a legitimate big man, like 7-footer. So then let's trade up for the 1. Who's the consensus? Is there a consensus 2 pick?
It looks like it just really depends on team.
Because this draft seems so fluid, like anyone can go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Zach has fallen as low as 5 and 6 in some mock drafts. Klingon looks like the guy that is most set at the 3. I see a lot of people saying that Houston even drafts Klingon at 3
I don't think so.
In Woj's latest report. And obviously, I don't think that we do either, but it is possible. He is a defensive monster, and he would be able to come out and defensively change the game immediately.
Right.
Immediately. But again, if we're drafting a center, Jock, you got to go. We got to get that jock strap out of here.
Hey, I'm not complaining about that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. For real, man. And you got to do what you got to do in terms of moving people around. But so say for instance, I want to move away from Sarr for just a minute. Say for instance, the Grizzlies call you, and they're interested in trading down. Dante, are you interested in trading down? Because I have 2 options right here for us to trade down on. So I'm just interested.
Yeah, I will be interested in opening trade down. I'll be open to trade down to get a Dalton Connect or someone like that. I will be interested in trading down. Yes.
And I know you seem to be a fan of Connect. So here are my proposals that I come up with. One of them actually is from Locked On Rockets. I stole their little trade package. So it would be Tate in 3 and 44. We'd be giving up both of our picks this year and Tate for Marcus Smart, who has played with Ime Udoka before. He's a guy who can come off the bench as a guard. I think we need more shooting, right? That's the issue. But we'd also get their 9 and a lightly protected first-round pick. That's not that bad. Or the potential of trading Tate 3 and 44 again for Kennard, a future first, and pick 9. Are you guys interested in either one of those?
The first one,
I'd say more the first one than Kennard, but I don't think neither is them worth the number 3 overall pick. Give it up a number 3 overall pick. But I'll be interested more in Smart because he defense, his 3-point shooting got a little better. I'll be more interested in Smart.
Yeah, and again, the biggest thing for that is he's an Ime, like he played with Ime. He's an Ime guy, right? A great defensive guy, but at the same time, it's not a fantastic deal. But we'd be getting a second first-round pick in the future, which would be their next year's first-round pick with like a top 6 protection, top 8 protected likely. So a lightly protected pick. But that wouldn't be a terrible idea to move down and have the potential to get another first-round pick and get a defensive guy in Marcus Smart. And then if we end up, say we get pick 9, right? And now we can do Connect, right? We can do a plethora of guys. And again, Reed Shepherd has shown to fall all the way down to 13. So there is a potential to do that. But the thing that I like about this the best is that pick 9, I think we could also flip again. And we could move all the way down to pick 14, 15, or 16, kind of in the mid-draft, and recoup some more assets that way too. So I think if we get pick 9, I think we should move down again. That's how I'm feeling. But Ryan, I was interested in your thoughts.
Yeah, I think I like the Luke Kennard trade better. Yeah, okay, yeah. Marcus Smart is the perfect teammate guy, but for me, I like the Luke Kennard trade better because we need a shooter, and I just think that throughout his career, Kennard's just been a more all around better shooter than Marcus Smart. And I think that with Luke Kennard, we don't need so many minutes from a guard. We really don't. And I think Marcus Smart would probably play more minutes than Luke Kennard.
And Kennard can also slide down to the 3 as well. That's the good thing is that, like, although Marcus Smart can guard the 1 through 3, Kennard can play the 3.
Can play the 1.
Right? He can play 1, 2, and 3, but you're not ever playing Kennard at the 1. In anything, we don't want more minutes at the 1. We want Amen to have the chance to grow in that 1 spot, right? I think that's a consensus for us is we want Amen to play the 1 more. So having a guard that can come off the bench as the 2-3, you've got Cam Whitmore that can play the 2-3 or the 4 in small ball minutes. Having those guys as well as Tari Eason that plays primarily the 3 and the 4, I think that would work more than getting a Marcus Smart. Also, Kennard only has 1 year left on his contract. That's $14 million per year. Yeah, we do need a 3D guard.
Yep.
But Kennard's got 1 year left on his contract, $14 million, and then Marcus Smart, he's got $22 million and 2 years left, right? So 2 years of $22 million versus 1 year, $14 million, with the option to extend, or we can sign and trade him somewhere else because he's going to be so valuable. We might be looking to do that instead. I think we have the potential to have more value out of Kennard than we would with Marcus Smart, just because of the money wise. We're going to have more cap space left. We're going to have a complete clear cap space if we choose to not sign him at all and let him walk in free agency, which, again, that's an option. Or we could potentially sign and trade him somewhere else, do an extend and trade somewhere else. I think that'd be great. And although Kennard isn't the best defender, again, your back line is going to be likely with him out on the field is going to be Amen and Fred VanVleet. I like them playing a lot together, but also Amen, some combination of Amen, Cam, Tari, and Jabari. I think I'm not too worried about them targeting Luke Kennard on defense when you've got all those guys out there as well. Not to mention Steven Adams. I haven't even mentioned Steven Adams. We got him out there yet, so I'm not too worried about that. But anyway, go ahead, Ryan. What would you?
Yeah, no, just speaking about Jabari quickly, kind of off topic, but I think it was 2 podcasts ago. I asked a question: do we think that Jabari has lived up to the expectations this season? And you know what's crazy? The question he asked to Jason Tatum the other day, and it's just, if we draft Sarr, does that take away a lot of Jabari's confidence? Because I think he lived up to expectations really well for us, and I don't want him to lose confidence.
Again, he doesn't have to play the 4. That's the great thing is he can be a 3, or with Alex Sarr, as long as he doesn't become too bulky, he can stay at the 3. He can play the 3 as long as he develops that 3-point shot. No issues, right? Or, again, depending on Jabari's development. I mean, when Giannis was an all-star for the first time in his career, he was actually playing the 3 spot. I don't know how many people know that, but when he had his first all-star selection in 2017, 2018, he was playing the 3. Obviously, the team built around him a little bit differently, but the start at your 2-3 starters, you had Bobby Portis out there alongside Giannis and Chris Middleton, and Chris Middleton was playing your 2. You had Giannis playing your 3, and Portis was your 5. I mean,
but I'm gonna say this: it's a difference because Giannis can actually handle the basketball. Jabari is not that good of a ball handler. I think his position, he's fit for more of the 4 because he don't have to handle it so much. So, a prototypical, I think drafting Alex Sarr will figure out to push Jabari Smith down the line if you're gonna do that. I don't think Jabari Smith can handle to play the 3 because he's not a good enough dribbler, and you're not gonna sit him in the corner. He's built for the 4. Yes, he can dribble the ball at certain spurts. He can bring the ball up the court and shoot a little pull-up J. As far as putting the ball on the floor, when you ask him to put the ball on the floor, I don't think he can do it that much. Giannis can actually put the ball on the floor. Jaylen Brown can actually put the ball on the floor and make a play. I don't think Jabari Smith is good as that yet. Like, if you're telling him to post up and take 2 dribbles to the basket, I think Jabari could do that. I think Jabari can handle that. And again, that's why I think he fits more. I think Jabari Smith fits more at that 4 right there. And I like the progress what Jabari Smith did. I mean, he improved the 3-point shooting to at least 37, 38%, something he was supposed to come out of college and shot 40%, and he damn near did it last year. So I think you're seeing some huge stride with Jabari Smith Jr. So I think more of the 4 is his position than more of the 3 position.
Right, which is why I'm saying keep Jabari at the 4 and let Sarr build into that 3 role. Because again, he's coming out. He just started handling the ball. Hey, that's fine, man. I don't care how tall you are, man.
Whatever works, right?
As long as you can go out there and handle the ball right. And if things pan out and we draft Sarr and he's not a superstar, he's still got that 6-man potential. There is potential for him to be that 6th or 7th man, right? And although I want to agree with AD here, man, I think he's gonna be a good 4 once he gets more muscle on him. Sarr, on the other hand, I think he's gonna be a really good 3. I think he's gonna be a really, really good 3. I think Sarr would be a fantastic 3 guy as long as he can put the ball on the floor. And that's something that's going to have to remain to be seen. That's a skill he's going to have to learn a bit more of. But like I said, last season, right, while he's playing overseas, he started to do that. Sarr started to be able to put the ball on the floor a lot. I mean, dribbling from the 3-point line all the way into the paint and getting contact layups, right, like a guard. Things like that are something maybe not consistent right now because, again, he's going to be a rookie in the NBA. But I don't see as to why he wouldn't be able to grow into doing something like that. He hasn't shown that he hasn't been able to. And again, if he can develop everything is always hypothetical, right? We're always saying if, right? If he gets a better shot, I'm not saying he needs to shoot 38%, but if he's consistent from 3, 35, 34, 36, somewhere in there, percent from 3, and he can dribble the ball, that's our 3. That's all I'm saying. Is I think drafting him for the future of the 3, despite him being 7'1", that's not what I'm worried about. I mean, I watched Bol go out there with a center, Kevin Durant, and Bol be your 3. Like, a lot of things can work. And I'm not comparing him to Bol in the sense that Alex Sarr is going to be Bol. He's going to be a lot better than Bol. But in the sense that he can play the 3 at such a height.
If we can develop our team to be a big team and be able to play all positions so versatile, we're going to be so dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, obviously, we talked a lot about the Grizzlies trade here, right? Dante sounds like he does not want to move up in the draft, but Ben Dubose put out an article that the Hawks are interested in moving down in the draft. Dante, if the Hawks are calling, are you telling me you're not picking up the phone?
Oh yeah, you're gonna always pay. I mean, it's a draft process. Like I say, you're gonna always listen to calls and stuff. I'm not saying don't pick up the phone, don't evaluate. I'm just saying, like, again, we have a huge hole at the guard position. I'm not saying like I'm side with Ime Udoka. Whatever he does, that's what he does. I mean, I have trust in him. If he goes up to get Alex Sarr, then that is what it is. I'm gonna stand by his side. I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna be a fan of it. It's not gonna, make me upset or make me pissed off. But I'm just saying for right now, I think, the guard is the best way to go. But other than that, yes, you're going to always listen. You're going to always pick up the phone and listen to something, listen to a call. Whatever does to make the team better, you're going to always listen. And this is the draft. Any calls you can get, if you can move up, you're going to listen to it. You're going to call someone. You're going to see what you can get. If you can move down, you're going to call. So, yes, I will hell yeah, I'll pick up the phone.
For sure. Okay, now going along with that, right? This dude might be right. The Hawks, I don't believe in them at all whatsoever. But they might try to grab a QB. They really might. My thing is the Hawks aren't very smart. But they might be interested in moving now. They really, really want Clean. And according to reports from Ben DuBose, they might want to move down. And if they want to move down and they call the Rockets, we've got pick 3, pick 44, and Dylan Brooks on the line for them. And if they want a little incentive, they can have Jayshawn Tate too. You know what I mean? Obviously, they won't be able to take on Jayshawn Tate just money-wise. It's not going to work for them. So we have to work out all of the cash considerations and whatnot. But as a baseline of 344 and Brooks, Are you guys taking that for the number 1 pick?
Yes.
Dante? Yeah, he said, yeah. But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Tate is just a bonus.
No, exactly, AD. I'm with you. Tate can go to whatever team wants him.
Yeah.
No, whatever team, well, he can go to any team.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not even worried about it. But in general, though, if we can do a deal that gets us the first pick, and we're only giving up Brooks, both of our picks, and maybe Tate for the number 1 pick, we do that because either A, now we can flip. Hey man, look, we're gonna work on Landale. He'll get somewhere. Don't you worry about that.
We can trade all them people away.
Yeah, he'll get somewhere. It's not going to be in the NBA. He'll get somewhere though.
But it would be interesting to kind of get that pick because either now with the number 1 pick, we can package that up with whatever we want, with any sign and trade or whatever picks we've got, to go ahead and turn around to go get somebody else. I mean, if we get the number 1 pick, we could be like, "Yo, Brooklyn, do you want Sarr?"
Yeah, I mean, they're.
You know what I mean? Like
Brooklyn already said they're not trading McCall.
They said they were going to trade Kevin Durant either. They said they wasn't trading Kyrie either.
Well, according to Brooklyn, McCall Bridges might be better than Kevin Durant.
I just want to know what's going on.
No, Landale's worse, AD.
I want to know what is going through the Brooklyn Nets zone. They've got like we talked about last time. I'm tired of shoving Mikal Bridges down all y'all throats, bro. What the Brooklyn Nets have something very simple they can do right there, man. No, not Mikal Jordan. No. We've got something really simple we could do. You can take Brooks. You can take 3. You can take a future first and give us something else. I don't know. You can have Jock and Tate too, just because. But no. The Brooklyn Nets organization is terrible. They're terrible. And I'm so sorry that Brooklyn Nets fans, man, you gave us a 3rd pick. I appreciate you. Now, you need to get out that franchise and just come over here at this point.
Brooklyn Pistons.
Yeah, Brooklyn, Pistons, Wizards. I don't know what to tell you, man. I feel bad. At the end of the day, Houston, baby. But anyway, now we're getting off track. I got another option. Right? So we talked about our moving up option, right? For potentially moving Brooks and 3 and all that. And then moving down for the Grizzlies, we might also want to trade for depth. Portland might be interested. We can trade down in the draft to pick 14 and get Rob Williams and Malcolm Brogdon. That's a potential. Rob Williams has got 2 years on his contract, and Malcolm Brogdon's got 1 year on his contract. But he makes a hefty amount at $22 million a year. But we get a combo guard, right? Someone that can play the 1-2, sometimes the 3 as well as being a semi-efficient 3-point shooter. He fell off last year a little bit, but I think we can buy low on him now because he has fallen off a little bit. Now, and I'm not saying that he can't. I think he can come back a little bit because if I played in Portland for a year, I know I'd be really depressed. You're looking at Chris Murray over there and Anthony Simons, and they are not having a good time. Don't blame them. Jeremy Grant, not having a good time. But that's what I'm saying. If we can get a Rob Williams, right, and he's going to play off the bench. He's not going to have to do too much. I mean, he was the year that Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year, they were actually pushing for Rob Williams to win Defensive Player of the Year until he got hurt. And he was great. And then against the Brooklyn Nets, when they faced them the first time, when it was James Harden, Kyrie, and KD, he had 9 blocks in a playoff game. That is like the 4th or 5th most blocks ever in a playoff game. Just want to put that out there. Rob Williams is the real freaking deal on defense. He's somebody I would want. So again, the trade package would look something along the lines of 3-4 Tate, Jock, and maybe a couple future second rounders. But is this even will we even have to give up Dylan Brooks for this kind of trade to get 14 Rob and Brogdon? Because Brogdon, he's injury prone. Rob Williams is injury prone. And we're not going to use them at 34 minutes a night. We're looking for 18 minutes, maybe.
Man, a healthy Robert Williams, I'm a fan of. If Robert Williams is healthy, that dude
needs to stay healthy, though. That's the thing.
And it's hard to stay healthy in the NBA. Nobody can really stay healthy in the NBA. But other than that, if he's on the floor, man, I would love to have Robert Williams. If he's on the floor at least 62 games, I can deal with that. at least 62 out of 80 games, I can deal with that, man. That dude is a defensive stud. He can also catch lobs above the rim. He don't need the ball to be effective, but his health is problem. Same thing with DeAndre Hunter. I think that's a great move for the Rockets. They do make that move. Make that move. I think he's a stud too. I think he's a stud 3-and-D player. Just like our boy TJ said, and I like the fact that he brought up Cody Williams last time for the draft. Cody Williams is a guy that played out of Colorado. He's a good defensive player, a very good shooter. He had a good tournament for Colorado. So shout out to TJ for mentioning Cody Williams. He will be a very good player, but I would love to have a healthy Robert. If Robert Williams is healthy, like AD said, I love that. I would love Robert Williams on this team.
Okay, all right. So, how do you guys feel about the overall trade package, getting 14 and Malcolm Brogdon as well? Is that that's not deal breaker?
It's not a bad trade, but it's just not realistic for us.
Yeah,
it could be. I mean, like I said,
if he can stay healthy too, he can be a serviceable piece coming off the bench.
I agree. No, I like the trade. I'm just saying it's like there's just so many other options the Rockets could do with their picks.
Agreed.
It's like I just don't see that as even a top 3, top 4, top 5 move we could do.
Oh, for sure. I think the most likely is the Grizzlies. I think getting that 9th pick and drafting oh boy, I forgot his name, but going low on somebody, not even really low, but like getting somebody at the 9th spot. I'm
not Shepherd, no.
If Shepherd falls to 9, we trade with the Grizzlies. We take Shepherd.
I don't think I could see Shepherd falling that far, but I think I could see Rob Dillingham falling that low. And if Rob Dillingham is that low, I wouldn't complain about drafting him.
I would draft him if he's that low. I would actually draft Dillingham.
Yeah.
And his obviously we've talked about it. His size is a little bit of a con, but I'd still be happy with him at 9. Even anywhere 5 and lower.
For sure. Now here's my question: is just because we got to talk about it real quick. Nikola Topic, he was supposed to be some higher draft pick in the lottery, like mid lottery, somewhere from like the 10th to like 18th pick. Pretty solid, 3-level scorer, not a fantastic defender. He tore his ACL. So that's an injury concern. Dang, who's the 4th member back there? Well, he's hollering. But we got this Nikola Topic guy. I don't know how much you guys know about him, but is that something you would be interested in taking in? Like I said, he tore his ACL, but if we can get him really, really low, say like in the 2nd round, are you taking him in the 2nd round, a potential 1st-round guy? But if we can get him lower, is that something you'd be interested in now? Or
for real, AD. Nah, AD, my dogs are crazy, bro. My brother's doing some basketball training right now outside because he's a trainer, and so we got our dogs are just barking at him.
That's all good. But Dante. So, are you interested in potentially getting Nikola Topic? Like I said, he tore his ACL, so he might go really, really late, like in the 2nd round late. But
if it's a 2nd round grade on him, I'll take him. I'll take a chance on him. If it's a 2nd round grade on him, I'll take a chance on him.
Because he's got that chance to be like that Michael Porter Jr. level, like that kind of guy that's a top 5 important piece, whether starting or coming off the bench. But he looks like a 3-level scorer. He looks to be pretty efficient, pretty solid, despite the ACL tear, as long as he can come back from it. I mean,
he's there. We should take him. I agree. In the 2nd round?
In the 2nd round, I'll take him.
And then, because that way, as long as we're not taking him high, right? So we take him in the 2nd round at 44, hypothetically. We've got plenty of time to just let him just mold and grow in the G League and recuperate and recover. Because, again, you tear your ACL, just be out for the whole year and recover slowly. And he's not a guy that we need to play immediately either. We can really, really develop this guy. So I think I don't see as to why that would be a bad idea, is to pick him super low. But do you guys have anything else before we get out of here? Is there any other trades that you're interested in? Any other quick little draft picks that you're interested in?
Not much of a draft question, but Rockets question.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden.
No.
Is he a winner?
Oh, yeah. Come on, man.
He's a winner, right?
To me, he is. I think he's a winner to me.
Because at ESPN Radio, they were all saying James Harden is not a winner. I was like the only
I mean,
person
but
I was.
if you,
It's like I was going band for band in there with them, just
it,
talking about how James Harden's a winner.
it depends on how you value it. Again, if you want to say James Harden not a winner, you might well say Chris Paul not a winner because he hasn't won a championship. But he's the greatest. He's one of the greatest. He's a very good winner. Everywhere he went, he impacts the squad. You might well say Russell Westbrook doesn't win. He won in OKC. He won some games in OKC and stuff like that. So again, it just depends on how you actually value it. If you say he's not a winner because he hasn't won a championship, then come on now. Charles Barkley, one of the greatest players to ever play the game, won all his career, just hasn't won that one title.
Yeah, and
Only
James
20%
is the most. James Harden in his prime is the most unguardable player to ever walk on this planet.
For sure.
I'll stand on that.
I get the feeling for this. I just, I'm keeping my mouth shut on that. But I really think that it's interesting that we bring up the James Harden talk because ring culture has really ruined how people view a lot of players. Only 20% of NBA players ever have won a championship. 20%. So I just want to put that out there. There's no way you can look at a player like James Harden or Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, or Charles Barkley and say like, not a winner. Carmelo Anthony. I mean, these are a lot of players that deserve championships who worked hard their whole life, but unfortunately ran into buzzsaws that were just infinitely, hey, it is what it is, injury luck. But that's an interesting question.
And I'm going to kind of compare it to Allen Iverson over here, right? Mm-hmm. Allen Iverson never won a ring, but he changed the game culturally. Mm-hmm. James Harden never won a ring, but he changed the way the game is played.
Can I bring up a point?
Yeah.
Just real quick. I know we're off topic, guys. One point that is really interesting is a lot of people want to give credit to Steph Curry and how he changed the game for threes. But someone I respect, Kevin Garnett, said that everyone started doing the things, the step back, the moves, the tween and hezzy tweens was because of James Harden.
It's true.
I agree with KG on that. Again, Curry obviously changed like a lot of things like that. But my boy back there, man, my GOAT, James Harden, he back there. And his step back, his moves. Look at every player he's trained with. Look at Tyrese Maxey. Just for instance, just look at Tyrese Maxey and tell me you don't see James Harden every time he hoops. Look at Cam Thomas and tell me you don't see James Harden every time he hoops. Just say.
No, James Harden changed the way the game is played. I could be wrong, but isn't James Harden? Isn't it Junior? Isn't it James Harden Jr.?
Yep. James. I thought it was a James Edward Harden Jr. I don't know about Earl.
Not Earl. I'm not familiar with that Earl Harden. If there's a joke there.
But either way, Dante, you got anything for us before we scat, man? I mean, this little last 3.5 minute rant has been very interesting. But what do you got for us?
Hey man, it was just a good show, man. Today, man. Like I say, can't wait for the draft this coming month. And we should have some big things in the draft.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What day is the draft exactly? Because Dante, we're gonna live stream that, right?
Yep. If Preston can't be there, all I gotta do is just get the info from the HTownRundown and stuff. Mm-hmm. But we'll talk about that more off the line.
Yeah.
And then I know how to do stream. I know how to work StreamYard at all that because I got one myself. And I got
there. We go.
So I know it.
There we go, guys. Alrighty, Dante, where can I find you, man? I mean, I'm just looking for your YouTube all the time. Where you at?
Man, y'all can find me on YouTube at Coach Dante 31 on y'all find me on Instagram at Coach Dante 5. I changed it to Coach Dante 5.
Right on, man. We will definitely go follow you out over there. Ryan, man, where can we catch you at?
IG is at Ryan Diamond 15 and Twitter is at Ryan Diamond 15.
Perfect. Be sure to check our boys out over there. Be sure to follow this podcast account at the H-Town Rundown, Houston Rockets, at the H-Town Rundown on X as well as Instagram. Be sure to follow me, your main host at drip2ps_GAWD on X as well as Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Now, again, if you guys are interested in this, I need you to comment down below if you want to either trade down in the draft. Either let us know if you want to trade down for that 9th pick, if you want to trade down even farther. I need to know. Comment down below in the YouTube comments of either my channel or one of the channels this podcast is on right now. Be sure to go check that out and let us know if you want to win a free Tar Eason bobblehead. Now, I'm trying to give this thing away, man. If you don't want it, man, I'm going to sell it. So go ahead, comment down below, follow this account, follow me, follow my boy Ryan, follow my boy Dante. See you guys next week. Same time, every time. See you.